All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Word with Ty Brownlow. I am your host, Ty Brownlow. Remember, no one is worthless, no story is worthless. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I have a very, very special guest for you. All the way from the West Coast, best coast, all right? Joining us from Oregon, we have Miss McKenna, Camille.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, no problem. Hey, look here. I love to do the big grandiose intro. You know, that's my thing. It gets me hyped. It gets my, people hyped. Gets everybody hyped. So forget it. All right. But welcome to the platform. I am honored to have you here today.
I'm so excited. I love the big intro. Makes me so happy.
No problem. Now, look. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you all are asking yourself, okay, so what are we talking about today, Ty? Well, Miss McKenna Camille, she has many, many, many different talents, okay? Man, she writes and composes music. She's a model. But most importantly, mental health advocate, okay? And we're here to talk a lot about mental health. We're here to talk about her music. We're here to talk about everything. So let's just get right into it if you don't mind.
Yeah.
All right.
So excited.
All right. So now look, as I said before, singer, songwriter. Now you released a couple of songs like
Summer
of last year. Okay. I didn't want to go into dates or whatever, but in the summer of 2021, Strawberry Shortcake and Bad Ones.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Bad Ones, I know, that really sticks out. Can we talk a little bit about Bad Ones? First and foremost, how did you come up with the title Bad Ones, and what is the song about itself?
So I feel like I have a different answer for this every single time someone asks me, because I like to say it's not exactly about one thing. It's kind of like that song where it's like, you can listen to it and you see exactly the moment that this song applies to for you. But if that makes sense. But for me, it's basically like when you're like very alone in a situation and there's a lot of like people ganging up on you, and it's about a lot of bullying and about how like a lot of bullying for me in high school and, even younger than that, brought me to a lot of mental health issues, like depression, brought along a lot of anxiety for me, like really, really triggered like an insane amount of OCD for me, which I feel like a lot of people wouldn't really be like, oh, bullying leads to OCD. Like that's not something that's normal in like media, but like, hey, you never know, like everyone's different, but that's where it went for me. And I feel like when you listen to the song and you watch the video, you would never expect that that is where that came from. But that is where it came from. It's, I'm being labeled the bad one. And so I'm the bad one in the music videos. That's where I was going with it, where I'm the bad one and I'm dealing with all this like mental health stuff at the same time. And I'm the problem. And fine, like if I'm the problem, then I'm gonna be the problem. And I'm just gonna embrace being a problem, I guess. And I'm gonna deal with my stuff. And if that makes me the problem, then good. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Now I find that fascinating because as you said, bullying and things of that nature, like you really never know like what type of effect, these things can, bring out of a person, maybe not then and there, but later on in life, as you said, anxiety, OCD, depression, things of that nature, and, I know mental health has been at the forefront of a lot of things, over the past couple of years. Also, during this time of the year, we just had the holidays, depression, comes about, people are not always in the best mental health. They have the term SAD, SAD, I forgot the terminology for it, but I know it stands for something mental, when we have all these gloomy days. Because I'm in Chicago right now, and I can tell you there's a period from January to like April where it's gloom. It's just gloom. It like there's not any real. There may be a sunny day here and there or what have you, but it's gloomy. And I know that's a rough time here in the city. No one really likes to talk about that, but you know, you being, you know, from Oregon, I could definitely tell you, I know Seattle, you know.
I mean, have you been to Oregon?
I haven't been to Oregon, but I have been to Washington. Okay?
Seattle's enough, like.
Yeah. Seattle is in Washington, but I know I've been out on the Northwest. And I know it can rain there, it can be gloomy, and you know, they can have large bouts of depression as well.
Yeah, you know, like I see a lot of like Oregon posting on like social media because I'm, you know, I like to keep up with like hikes to do around here and stuff. And it's always like this like beautiful sky and like la-di-da. And like all my friends are like, oh my God, McKenna, like I want to go to Oregon. And I'm like, yeah, but then you want to leave because when it's October, it's over. We're done. We're done with the blue. It's just strictly gray from October to May. And that's it. It's done. Like we have like this 1 week in February when it's like really sunny. And then suddenly we're back to it's 40 degrees pouring. It has not stopped raining since I've been home, and I've been home for 3 weeks. Like it has not stopped raining. The only time it stopped raining was when it snowed for like a week or like 3 days. But like even then, like it was gray. So I get the seasonal depression. I have that. My whole family has it. Like, but it's what you get for living in Oregon, you know? Like, you know?
Sorry, people. Sorry. But no, yeah, but you know what? I totally get it. I totally understand. And as you said, it can leave one walking around in a sort of a foul mood, you know? Mm-hmm. You may always be on edge, as you said, depressed, you know, your conversation may not be, you know, conducive to, mm-hmm. you know, you talking to people that you normally talk to who may see you, you know, in a totally different light, you know, when you're not in Oregon as versus like when you are, you know, in home or what have you. And as you just said, 3 weeks of rain is depressing enough. 1 week of rain is depressing enough. Yeah. 3 weeks of rain, oh my God, I can only imagine. So now let me just ask, you know, like, what was it and when was it that you made it up in your mind? You know what? I'm taking a stand against all this mental health. You know, like, man, I don't want to feel this way, or I just want to get the message out. Like when did all that occur? Like, what was the moment for you that you were like, you know what? I've had enough. This is it. This is what I'm going to start doing from now on.
Yeah, I think I've had a lot of those moments, different for each, you know, mental illness that I've dealt with. I like distinctly remember like, you know, my sophomore year of high school, it was like my peak depression time. Like I was going through the ringer, and I was like, I don't know when it was. I think it may have been like beginning of junior year. And I was like, I'm done with it. I don't want to do it anymore. And I was like, I'm going to figure out how to make myself better. Like, no matter what. It was like the summer before junior year. I was just through. I was like, I have been walking around so sad and so depressed and like so done. And I was like, I'm not helping myself at all. I think it was like July before junior year. I was like, I got off the couch and I was like, I'm going to go audition for this random thing. And you know what? I don't care if I get it or not. Like, I'm just going to walk in there and I'm going to go do it. And I was like so much happier because I like actually like went out. And I know that sounds so silly, but like the smallest things just like help you so much. Like one tiny little thing, like it's tiny, but it's a baby step, and it could make you like, you know, start sprinting to the good stuff, you know, like, so it was definitely different for each thing. I know like my OCD was really bad when I was like in 3rd grade, 4th grade, very young. You know, my anxiety's always been pretty bad. It was pretty bad till probably senior year of high school. And then it got a little worse since pandemic, but you know, it's not so bad that I can't live. Like it was so bad that I was like taking over my entire life. So, you know, it's so hard to talk about like this stuff because like sometimes it comes back, like you're never through it. you know, sometimes like really bad anxiety comes back. And
Oh no,
you're just like, it's gonna be fine. Like,
look, let me just say it's key because you just said something major, you know, especially during the pandemic, you know, depression, anxiety, you know, like millions of people are experiencing this, you know, like, hey, the world shut down, you know, like what we were used to doing, we couldn't do that, you know, for a long time. And even when the world opened back up, now you have this whole list of other things that you have to do now to comply to, you know, sort of get back to the old way of life. And that in itself is causing a little bit of divide. You know, people are a little depressed about, you know, certain things that they may have to do in order to enjoy themselves. But, you know, let me just ask you, like, how does music help you deal with all of this?
You know, I didn't start writing a lot of my music until I had already met my current producer. I was like, I'm just never going to be good at this. I can never express like in like that short of a format. You know, I was ready to write like a 10-minute, like all too well, like moment. Like I was not, you know, like, and my producer was like, just like sit down and like, we'll talk and then we'll work through the writing. And that was like a huge shift for how I viewed music helping me. I mean, you know, it's always helped me, like listening to like certain songs, like by a lot of different people. It's always like been my go-to for like a safety net. It's like a very safe place for me. But especially when I started writing my own stuff, I realized that I could get through a lot of like really high anxiety moments. Like I would just start writing random lyrics down. It didn't have to be like a whole song. It could be one word. It could be 5 words. It could be a title of a song. And I was like already helping myself get there, or like just humming. And that's so strange how like art specifically and like music can like help you so much. And I think it's really like, it's not talked about enough, like how crazy that could help you so much. Something so simple, something so little, like, and I'm so glad I figured that out. Like, you know?
Well, you know, it's funny because, you know, like if you pay attention to like mainstream media and everything else that's going on, people would normally have you think, well, hey, go see a therapist, sit down on a couch, talk about all your problems, and, you know, everything will work itself out. That's not always the case. And everyone doesn't go that route, you know. Art therapy, musical therapy. I know those things are key, you know, because everyone listens to music, you know, whether it be a different genre, you know, some may listen to rock, hip hop, what have you, jazz. Well, that's a totally different story. But, you know, for some, it helps them. Art therapy, going to a museum, painting, sculpting, you know, just sketching, doodling, you know, these things, you know, help stimulate the mind, keep everything going. And I don't think, as you said, you know, those things don't get talked about as much, but those are ways to help yourself as well. Now, let's just shift just a tad bit. Let's go a little bit into the music. And I know one of your earlier influences was Miley Cyrus, correct?
Yep, she was.
Okay, all right. You know, look.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just say this. What is it about Miley? Or is there something in her musical style that you may take and implement it in your own? Well,
I feel like I do need to correct you.
Oh, okay.
It's Hannah Montana. Hannah Montana was my icon. She was my idol.
All right, Hannah.
And just, you know, so we're clear here. Like, no, I was a really big Hannah Montana fan when I was younger. You know, I always say this, you can ask my dad, like this, you can quote something from her show and he'll tell you exactly what season, because he watched with me. He was sitting there watching the show with me over and over again. I would only watch that show. Like, I was a very big fan. Oh, Oh yes, I have Hannah Montana wrapping paper. And so when I was like 6 and that show first came out, I decided that I was going to be an international pop sensation. And so I was an international pop sensation jumping on my parents' bed watching this show. And once I set my mind to it, like, it's over, it's done. Like, that's too late, like, so I loved like her so much when I was younger. And then when, like, as I grew up and she, really like changed her music style, like, I still love her and I still listen to like all of her music, like, no matter how many times it's changed, like, I've been there. And even though it doesn't necessarily like influence like how I like write or how I like produce songs, like, I still find it so like helpful. And like knowing that that's where I like originally got into music, like, makes me so happy, I mean, like, you see my hair, like, I wanted my hair long because Hannah Montana had long blonde hair. Like, this is, it's just stayed that way now. But like, I think I really like admire her a lot. So it's, she's very cool.
Okay. Hey, look, seriously, nothing wrong with that. If that helps put you in your comfort zone, then why not? Look, hey, as a person who grew up on cartoons, there are certain cartoons that even I go to, Tom and Jerry, old school, that I will watch, and there will be certain episodes and it will put me in a different state of mind. Like, you know what? I was feeling a little pissed off 5 minutes ago, but
yeah.
I'm good now.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I get it. I understand, it may not be anything that she does per se, but it's just the mood,
Yep.
that helps you, create and do the things that you need to do. So be it. All right.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, well, okay, how would you define your music style?
Chaotic, all over the place, all the time. Everyone always asks me this. And I love singing pop. Like, I'm a very pop singer, but I don't listen to pop music at all. Ever, pretty much ever. Maybe when I'm in my car, but like on my own, never really. I listen to like a lot of hip hop, rap, and 70s, so very like disco. That is my favorite generation of anything. Clothes, music, TV show, you name it. I love the 70s. I'm completely like in love with the 70s, and I don't know why, but I really want to bring like some disco into my music. I think that would be great.
Okay. So look, let me just say this. All right. The fact that you're going back to disco, but like, we're in a state now where a lot of things from like the 90s, like you mentioned hip hop, like the 90s are trying to come back, to hip hop. Everybody's trying to bring that style back now. As a person who was around in the 90s listening to hip hop, I can tell you, I'm starting to see the full circle. I'm starting to see how things change. So when you mention genres like disco in the 70s had a lot of great music. And, if truth be told, a lot of the hip hop that you may listen to, and a lot of the hip hop that I listen to got their style, from like the late 60s, early 70s, 80s. So, well, by that time it was hip hop, but so, hey, look, I agree, look, do the hustle, chic, all that other stuff, I mean, if it takes you to a certain place and it helps you do what you need to do, but then, damn it, enjoy it. Right? Enjoy it. No, I love it because, it's not often that I get like the youth, or someone younger, saying, hey, disco was not bad at all, like.
I love disco. People are weird. They have a problem with it. I love it.
Yeah. Look, that's a story for a whole.
I put my foot down on this. Whenever it's mentioned, I'm like, listen, I love disco.
Disco, I mean, it was a great time. It was a great time. Like the grooves, like, I mean, man, it's party, it's moving, you know, like you can, like, I wasn't born in the 60s or what have you, but when I listened to like certain disco, especially when I was younger, I used to think about things like Woodstock, like the 60s Woodstock, when people would be dancing, free, jumping around, things of that nature. But when I think about disco, like early 70s disco, oh man, dance floors burning up hot. You know, everybody's out here packed. You know, you can, different styles, platforms, bell bottoms, you know, like it's just a funky good time, you know. So hey, I see you right there.
Good. I'm glad.
I'm connecting with you there, McKenna. I'm connecting with you there. So, okay, man, like, let's talk about some of the other stuff that you do now. As I also mentioned, you model. You're a student at NYU, all right? Is music your major, or do you have another major?
I'm a drama major.
Drama.
I'm a drama major, yes.
Okay.
I know. I have a lot going on. So much going on.
Why drama? Why that thing?
Short answer, I was too afraid to sing when I was in school, like high school and middle school. People made fun of me, so I didn't want to sing. And I joined the school play and did that instead.
Okay, all right.
And then that was the only thing on my resume. I love acting very much. It's a huge passion of mine, but like that was my resume. So I was like, this is what I'm doing. You know, I can do music on the side. Like, so I do drama in school, music after school.
Okay. Now, theater, I'm assuming, correct? Okay. Is there a certain play that you are very fond of, or are there certain types of plays that you're fond of, or what have you?
Oh, I'm a very huge comedy person. I really like Neil Simon. He's also my dad's favorite. You know, The Odd Couple is too iconic to ignore, and I stand on that. So Neil Simon is definitely one of my favorites. You know, I'm a drama student in New York, so Broadway is a very big part of my life. I'm a very big Aladdin fan. Anyone that follows me on any social media will know that I will go to that show as many times as I want. Like, I frequent that theater very often. And, you know, that's my favorite show. But that and Neil Simon.
Okay. Hey.
Top notch.
Okay. All right. Look, Odd Couple. All right. Great play. Even better television show. All right. Oh. That's for my old school people that, you know, unless you are a fan of the Nick at Night, or you can get, you know, reruns or what have you. But yes, check into that, people. Check into that. Okay. So now, what's next for McKenna Camille? Like, what do you have going on? Like, what's the next big thing?
Man, it's, oh my God, it's like so much going on all the time. You know, I'm in school, and on top of that, like, I feel so bad for my friends. I'm like, I don't have time. So I'm working on my EP and like album. I'm shooting a couple music videos in a couple weeks. You know, I have a couple remixes coming out of both my songs. I have one of my friends hopping on one of my songs, which is really exciting. I just recorded like a bunch of stuff, so I'm just so excited to like push through that, get all that music out there. But you know, I'm also in school for drama, so I'm auditioning for stuff all the time. It's a little harder when I'm, you know, 3,000 miles away from Hollywood, but that's a whole other thing. But you know, for me, music is like a really big thing for me to focus on while I'm in school for something else. So a lot of things coming. I'm very excited.
All right. So now, any chance that we may put like the music and the drama together and make our own production that we may have on Broadway one day?
Oh, please. That is a dream. You don't think I think about this all the time? It's on I have like a dreams board where I put like all my creative goals, and that is on there. That is number 7 on my board. Yep.
I I love
You got it. You have me down. You nailed it. Like,
okay, hey,
it's there.
You see, people, I was just taking a shot in the dark, but let me just say, I'm loving this interview right now. Just how we're all over the place, but like you say, your musical style, chaotic.
Yeah.
But I believe it's sort of organized in a sense,
Oh, it's organized chaos for sure.
Organized chaos, all right?
Yeah.
And for those people who are like, I don't understand. Don't worry about it. If it went over your head, don't worry about it, people.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Okay. All right. So now if people want to get in, I know, but if people, that are watching this, if people want to follow you, people want to go to the website, people want to hear the music or what have you, how can people, get in contact and how can people hear these things?
All my social media is McKenna Lee. Both that's my TikTok and my Instagram. And then my website is McKennaCamille.com. And everything is linked everywhere. So if you find one, you'll find the others.
There it is, people. Okay, look here, man. She's not hard to find. All right. She's out here. She is out here. Now, Miss McKenna Camille, come to the last question. Question that my show is known for, so I got to present it to you. What is the one word that best describes you and why?
I'm going to say fantastical.
Come on, talk to me now. Why that word?
I have an inner child in me, and I feel like that really describes unicorns. And unicorns, when you think of unicorns, they're very colorful. And if you look at anything, you'll see I wear a lot of colors. And I feel like that just really encapsulates everything. And disco falls under that as well. Colors were a big thing in the 70s. So I feel like it just kind of wraps everything up into a nice little bow. So yes, fantastical.
Okay, man. I'm going to go, my word will be vibrant.
I like that.
Vibrant. I mean, look, you're talking about disco. You're talking about, colorful things of that nature, like vibrant, just this whole conversation that we've been having, back and forth. Vibrant, I
like that.
So that's my word to you. All right. My word, just my 2 cents, but that's my word to you.
I like it.
All right. Well, look here. I appreciate you coming on the platform once again, and man, blessing us with your presence, telling us about everything that's going on with you. Man, people, check out the website, follow her, TikTok, Instagram, okay? And for those who may have not gotten the website before, can you tell us the website one more time?
McKennaCamille.com.
McKennaCamille.com. There it is, people. Okay, you heard it here. This has been Word with Ty Brownlow. I've been your host, Ty Brownlow. Remember, no one is worthless. No story is worthless. Follow me, all social media platforms at Word with Ty Brownlow, or you can go to my website, TyBrownlow.com. Definitely get this wonderful interview with McKenna Camille, plus other great interviews as well. McKenna, we out. Thank you. Peace.
Thank you.